All right, today is day 28th of me talking to my camera, 30 days challenge, and I want to talk about financial discipline. Financial discipline. If you guys remembered, or if you remember the person watching right now, I spoke about discipline. That's if you have been watching from day one. I spoke about discipline in one of these 30 days challenge, where I said discipline has been something that I've been struggling with, and I'm learning on how to become disciplined. So now I'm going to talk about financial discipline. So this one is not just discipline alone. Financially, how do you become disciplined financially? That's what I'm going to talk about. So first of all, what is financial discipline? Obviously, when we hear the word financial, we know we're talking about finances. I'm going to talk about finances. I'm talking about money, right? And then discipline. Discipline is, for me, my own understanding, simple way to define it is doing something even when you don't feel like doing it. That's discipline. I don't want to use dictionary or Google form of definition. A simple way. If you are disciplined in something, even when you don't feel like doing that thing, you do it. It's not until when you're motivated to do something, that's when you do it. You do it because you're disciplined, right? So now, financial discipline. For me, I would say financial discipline is being strict on how you spend your money or on how you manage your money. Like, you don't just spend money because you feel like spending money. There are policies or there are rules or there are ways on how you spend your money or on how you allocate your money. Okay, I'm going to put my money into this, I'm going to put my money into that. Okay, I've received a certain amount of money. This is how I'm going to spend it. I'm not just going to spend it anyhow. Because many people, once money enter their bank account, what they are thinking about, including myself, I'm also guilty. Remember I said I'm also struggling with discipline. Am I sweating? I'm also struggling with discipline. Anyway, so many people, when money enters their accounts, the first thing they're thinking about is how to finish that money, how to spend it. I'm going to buy this, I'm going to buy that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, which is not bad. I'm not saying spending your money is a bad thing. It's your money, obviously you can spend it, but spend it wisely. That's why financial discipline comes in place. Right? Spend it wisely. Spend it in a way that even if I don't think you're supposed to even spend your money to it finish, right? Like, tell me what you think. Are you supposed to, for example, if I receive a certain amount of money, am I supposed to spend that money till that money becomes zero? Because many people have that mindset, including myself. Like, once money enter our hand, I'm thinking about how to spend that money till it becomes zero, like till it becomes nothing. I don't think it's supposed to be like that. I think even if you gain money, you shouldn't spend it till it becomes zero. I'm not 100% sure. I just feel like if you are someone who is financially disciplined, you're not supposed to spend that money to become zero. You're supposed to spend the money and let another money comes in while that money is still there. Like, there's still something from that money. Not that it's nothing. And then you're hoping on let another money come in. And I think that many of us are guilty of it. So how do you become financially disciplined? How do you become financially disciplined? So the first thing, there is a rule that I saw online, and I'm sure you guys are aware of it. I think it's 50-30-20, something like that. 50-30-20, where you spend 50%, like, let me say, where you use 50% of your money. For example, let me use a scenario, right? Let's say I received 100,000 naira using naira, okay, 100,000 naira in my account, okay. How am I going to spend that 100,000 naira? So with using the 50-30-20 rule, 50% of that money is going to go to something. 30% of that money is going to go to something, and 20% of that money is going to go to something. Now it depends on you. Most people, their 50% goes to their needs. Okay, I need to buy this, I need to buy that, I need to get this, I need to get that. Things that you need, like, you can't do without. You need it. 50% of it goes to your needs, your basic needs, right? And then 30% can go to wants. I'm just using my own way of defining that 50-30-20 rule. Some people, 50% can go to wants. I'm just saying, all right, but in a logical way, I feel this is what you're supposed to do. 50% goes to your needs, 30% goes to your wants. Okay, so your 30% is whatever it is you want to get. I want to get this, I want to buy this, I want to, not I need to. There's a difference between needs and wants. Okay, needs, needs are things that you can't do without. You have to get them, you need them, right? Why wants are things that you just want, like you desire them. You don't necessarily need it to survive. You just desire it, right? So those are wants, and that is needs. Okay, so 30% goes to your wants, right? Things that you want to get, and then 20% goes to savings. That's what that rule is, right? 50% needs, 30% wants, and 20% savings. Many of us don't save, including myself. There are sometimes where I will save money, and in less than 1 week or 2 weeks, I spent that savings. So that's why financial discipline comes in. Like, you need to be disciplined financially. I really need to work on it. I really need to work on it. I need to learn to stick to the rule. So 50% my needs, 20% my wants, 20% my savings. And I must not touch that savings. I must not touch it. It's not easy. It's very, very hard. Especially when, imagine you need something, you need to get something. And then there's money that you saved there, right? You can literally just go there and just take it. But financial discipline is what you need to tell yourself, no, that money is savings. I cannot touch it. I have to just wait until I receive another money. So that's basically what I just want to talk about. Learning to manage your money. And then also one thing that I do, so this one, I actually like it and I love the fact that I'm doing it. So where I worked, I don't know if I mentioned quitting my job in one of these 30 days channel. Anyway, I quit my job last year. But there's something that I learned from my boss. He's not aware of it, but I learned from him. And he usually records his expenses and his income. Like, he usually writes it out. Okay, I received money. This is how much I got. I received this. Okay, this is how much I spent. Like, he records everything, all his expenses and all his income, and I learned it from him. And ever since then, I've been doing it too. I usually record every money I spend. I usually record every money I receive. It will really help in having understanding on how you spend your money. What are you spending your money on? So another thing you can do to help you financially or to stay financially disciplined is writing down your income and expenses. Record them out. I have like a file on my laptop, a document on my laptop, an Excel sheet that I usually record every expense and every income every month, from January to February to March to April to May to June, even to this month, July. I usually do it, although discipline, that's also another thing. You have to be disciplined to do it. Okay, so basically just try to manage your finances. Learn to control how you spend your money. Learn to control it. I'm also learning it. I'm not trying to be a professional. Yes, I'm a financial disciplined person. I'm coming here to tell you, no, what I'm trying to do in this video is I'm learning, right? I'm also learning how to become financially disciplined, and I'm teaching you, not teaching, I don't want to use the word teaching because teaching makes it feel like I know how to become financially disciplined. No, but I'm just giving my own idea behind becoming financially disciplined and what I'm doing, what I'm doing to become financially disciplined. So use the 50-30-20 rule. It will help you, and be disciplined in sticking to it. I'm also talking to myself, including myself. I wish I can put myself here as I'm talking and also put myself inside and be watching and listening to what I'm saying, because I'm talking to myself and I'm also talking to you watching me right now. So apply the 50-30-20 rule, and then also try to differentiate needs and wants. I think many people don't really get it. They just, I want to get this thing, they get it. That's a want. You need to know what's a need and what is a want. Very, very important. I think this is one of the things that makes us spend money anyhow. We don't know how to differentiate needs and wants. I feel once you have that proper understanding on what is a need and what is a want, then we know how to manage our money. So learn what you would call a need and know what you would call a want. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today's video. Try to manage yourself financially. Very, very important in becoming successful. So I mean, think about it. All these big successful persons, right? One thing I learned is that they spend in a way that they spend on things that will bring in more money. It's more like an investment to them. Like, If I'm going to spend money, I'd rather spend money on things that will bring in more money instead of something that will just take away my money. I feel that's one thing I learned from these people. Like, that's what they do. They rather spend money on things that will bring in more money than spending on things that will just take away their money and give them nothing in return. Okay, so I also need to learn that. You also need to learn that. Try to spend money on things that will bring in more money. If you're going to spend a lot of money, let it be something that, as I'm spending this money, I'm going to gain more than what I'm spending on it. Okay, so yeah, that's all for financial discipline. I've said a lot, but like I said, I'm not saying making this video claiming to be like a professional financial discipline person. No, I am still learning. I am still working on myself on how to become financially disciplined. And you too can also learn. You can also make more research. Make more research. I will also make more research, and I'll try to apply them. It's not just having an understanding. That's the difference between understanding and that's the difference between knowledge and understanding. I think, like, you know something but you're not applying it, right? So understanding is very, very important. You need to know it, and then you also need to make sure that you understand it, and then you also apply it. I've said so much. Anyway, that's all for today's video. Today is day 28, right? So we have day 29, then we have day 30, and I'm done. I think I'm going to make day 29 like a minute after I finish this video. Why? Because I want to quickly finish this challenge. No, now I want to finish this challenge.